Good morning, Year 10s. This is Miss Gossage here, and I'm going to talk you through the next lesson. So far we've looked at product and price in the marketing mix, and this is just an addition to what you've done on price anyway. So my amazing idea is I'm going to make these beetroot burgers and sell them for $1 million, and I think I'm going to do that because it's going to make me really rich. So what kind of problems might we see with that? Well, people are probably not going to pay $1 million for it. So how far can I increase my price? So recently we've seen in Hong Kong that people are putting up the prices of face masks by quite a lot, and people are still buying them. But why won't you buy my burger for an increased price? And that's what we're going to talk about today, is the responsiveness of customers to a change in price. Okay, and we see two different examples here. One where people wouldn't pay loads more for a massive increase in price, and another situation where we've seen people continue to buy things even though the price has increased. And this is where we look at price elasticity. Okay, so price elasticity, what you're going to be able to do is explain how price elasticity impacts the price that we set and the impact of price elasticity on revenue, so the amount of money that a business receives. Before we carry on, I'm going to just go through some key terms that we're going to look at today. I'm going to be using quite a lot. So this is demand. So demand is the quantity of goods and services consumers are willing to buy. So this is the amount of face masks that people are willing to buy and the amount of beetroot burgers that people are willing to buy. So we would say things like the demand for face masks, the demand for beetroot burgers. Revenue is the money received by a business from their sale of products. So this is calculated by the quantity demanded times by the price. So the price for one face mask times by the quantity demanded, the number that people are willing to buy, and that totals our revenue, the money a business receives. Okay, so price elasticity of demand. So this looks at the impact of price changes on the quantity of demanded. So what happens to the amount that people demand when you increase or decrease your price? So we would assume that if you increase your price, people are going to stop buying so much. And if you decrease your price, people are going to buy more. But there's a degree of which, so how much of an impact does the change in price have on the quantity demanded? Okay, so the first type of elasticity is what's called price elastic demand. So this is where small changes in price cause big changes in demand. The image I've got here is of lots of different baked beans, and I'm going to say that this is a product that's price elastic in demand, because if Campbell's baked beans put their prices up, I'm probably just going to go and buy a different brand of beans. So because there's a lot of choices, one of these businesses puts their prices up, I'm going to stop buying from them. So this means that a small change in price can cause a big increase in demand. I'm in the supermarket, there's a cheaper tin of beans next to it, I'm just going to go and buy that. Okay, but as we can see with the face masks, there have been quite big changes in price, and this has caused quite small changes in demand. So people aren't reacting to the increase in price by stopping buying. So this is what's called inelastic demand. So what affects elasticity? Well, there are 5 things that you should revise. One of them is the degree of necessity. So if people really feel like they need something and the price goes up, then they're going to carry on buying it. So this is your face mask example. People really feel like they need face masks at the moment. It's a necessity. The price has gone up. They're going to keep buying it anyway. This is what makes it inelastic. However, the beetroot burgers, the beans, they're not necessities. So people are not going to be so tied into that product, whatever happens with the price. The second thing that affects elasticity is availability of substitutes. So if there's lots of things that you can buy instead of the one that's put the price up, then you're going to go and buy that one as well. Your favorite chocolate bar puts their price up. Well, there's lots of different chocolate bars that you can go and buy. So why would you continue to buy that one that's more expensive? Something that would make a product inelastic is brand loyalty. So, you know, if you're an Adidas person, you always buy Adidas trainers, they put the prices up, you know, it's going to take a bit more than that for you to switch to Nike. So perhaps, you know, where there's a brand that you really, really feel loyal to, that's going to be a price inelastic product. The other thing is time. So something might be quite inelastic. It's viewed as a necessity and the price has changed. So you're going to continue to buy it anyway. So in the short term, it's inelastic. But then if you give it a bit of time, you've got time to go and find other options. So perhaps, you know, with the face mask issue, after a bit of time, people maybe kind of look at getting them from other places, getting people from different countries to send them to them. Okay, the last one is proportion of income. So this is the matches example on the right hand side. Matches are very, very cheap. You know, they might be $10 for a box of matches. That's hardly any of our income at all. It's a really small proportion of our income. So if the price of matches doubled, that's a huge change in the prices, but you'll probably continue to buy it because it's a really small proportion of your income. However, something that's a big proportion of your income, for example, like the rent of the property that you live in or the price of a house that you're thinking of buying, if that went up just by 10%, which is much smaller than the change in matches, that's a big amount of money. So you're going to be much more responsive to that. Okay, so what would happen to revenue? So we're looking at pricing decisions in this section. You know, what kind of price can we charge our customers for the products that we're selling? Well, we need to think about the elasticity of them. So we've got on the right hand side here, we've got cigarettes, which, you know, people are addicted to. In their eyes, they're a necessity. And we've also got fruit and veg with lots of different sellers selling the same thing. So these are probably going to be elastic products. So cigarettes, inelastic. The fruit and veg at the market, that's elastic. Okay, so if you put up the price of your elastic products, what's going to happen to revenue? Well, what's going to happen is less people are going to buy it, and quite a lot less people are going to buy it because they're going to go to the other fruit seller. So the amount that you sell is going to reduce, which is going to have a negative impact on your revenue. However, if you put the price up of your inelastic products, so if you put up the price of your cigarettes, people are still going to buy the cigarettes and they're going to buy it at a higher price. So what we're going to see is revenue increasing. Okay, so price elasticity and pricing decisions. So if we look through this table, so we have an increase in price with an inelastic demand, it's going to see an increase in revenue. So if we're the marketing manager and we know our product is inelastic, we know we can put the price up and it's going to be good. However, with a price decrease with an inelastic product, same amount of people are going to buy it, or a similar amount of people are going to buy it, but at a lower price, so our revenue is going to reduce. The bottom two, these are elastic in demand. So if we increase our price, there's going to be a big drop off of people buying it, so our revenue is going to decrease. However, with elastic demand, if we decrease our price, we're going to have an increase in quantity demanded and our revenue could increase. So we really need to understand when we're making our pricing decisions whether our products are price elastic or inelastic and what those factors are that affect that. Okay, so to summarise, price elasticity of demand. Products that are price elastic experience a large change in demand compared to the change in price. Products that are price inelastic experience a small change in demand compared to the change in price, and revenue will increase with price increases of elastic products, but will decrease with elastic products. Okay, thank you.